If you've read Chapter 6 in the book, you've learned how Tableau plots points on a map using the x and y coordinates of latitude and longitude. Well, Tableau lets you go a step further and create your own custom x and y coordinates and plot marks on your own custom background image. Here's a finished visualization showing a custom background image with points plotted using custom x and y coordinates. This is just one example of the very powerful, flexible capabilities Tableau provides with your own images. Let's create this visualization from scratch. First, let's connect to data. You'll notice three relevant calculated fields: the injury location X, the injury location Y, and the custom name for each location. You don't necessarily have to create calculated fields for your custom image charts. You may have the correct data in a data source already, or you may be able to use a separate data source via data blending. It's up to you. The important thing is to have the proper x and y coordinates that match up to the resolution of your background image. Let's start by plotting the marks that will appear on the background image. This will in essence be a scatter plot, with marks plotted on the x-axis via the column shelf and y-axis via the row shelf. I'll drag the custom XY fields to the appropriate shelves. Okay, we have our first problem. I'm only seeing one point corresponding to the sum of the x and y values. This is wrong. I need to plot each combination of separate x and y values. While there are any number of ways of doing this, like adding a dimension to detail on the marks card, or disaggregating data from the analysis menu, I'm going to just convert these measures to dimensions so that each combination of an x and y value is plotted. I'll add the dimension that shows the name of the body part to label so we can see what each mark relates to. Now, let's add the background image. This is done from the Map Background Images menu. Because Tableau uses the specific x and y fields from a data source to map to a custom background image, you tie the image to a specific data source. Let's add an image. Give it a meaningful name, and find the actual image file itself. It can either be a URL to a web image or a file-based image. Now, I need to tie it to the specific x and y fields on the worksheet, in this case, injury location X and injury location Y. And I determine where marks are placed on the image by specifying the beginning and ending x and y values that the image represents. This may just be the pixel size of the image if the x and y values in your data source are in pixels. But it doesn't have to be. You may specify any values you want based on the x and y values you'll be plotting on the image. In this case, I'll specify values in pixels. The image is 99 pixels wide and 325 pixels high. Well, look at this. Notice that based on the width and height I specified when adding the image, along with the x and y coordinates in my data source, I now have a custom background image with marks plotted in the right place. Since the axes aren't useful here, I'll hide them, and do a few other things to make the chart more meaningful. I'll change the mark type, size on number of injuries, color on number of injuries, add number of injuries to label, change the color palette to show a diverging orange-blue color scheme, reversed to show higher numbers of injuries in darker orange, and format to eliminate zero lines. Just think of the possibilities Tableau provides with use of custom background images and your own custom X and Y fields. The possibilities are pretty much unlimited.